Okay. Hey, Mike. Hey, Chew. We won't be having any giveaways tonight, guys. I'll just say that. Gonna work on building this kit. Probably a couple hours worth, so. Get it opened up here. I was gonna go live this afternoon and I realized that one of the first steps is actually putting in a servo, and that servo came out of my truck a couple weeks ago, and I took the gears out of it, so I had to rebuild that this afternoon. So that's where we're at. A lot of parts, four-wheel drive, a lot of parts. One thing Associated does pretty good about bagging stuff up. I'm looking for bag one. I haven't found it yet. Buried under here somewhere. I know I need to get the chassis out too. I just won't pull them all out. Throw the body to the side. So I can get the chassis out. I know that's one of the first steps. I know it's a long bag. There's probably what I'm looking for right there. Yep, bag one. No, I don't, Mike. I do not have the patience to paint them. I mean, I might have to do one of my, what I consider fast 3 color paint jobs on that body if my old ones won't fit. We'll have to get the kit built to see if it'll fit or not. No, I'll pay somebody to get them painted. Like I say, I don't have the patience to do that sort of stuff, or the artistic ability, I guess. Anyway, there's the chassis. Bag one. I usually lay my parts out. Nah, I pretty much have always had somebody paint them. Had several different people over the years do it. Actually, one of our original, yes, exactly, Mike. And what gets me is when the one guy that I had paint one time says, "Oh, I painted that in about 3 hours." And I told him, do my 3-color fade or whatever, it takes me 3 hours. So I said, holy crap. Well, at least they put the bearings right up front. Usually like to set the screws aside, get them all laid out, make sure that they're all in there. It's one thing. On occasion, not very often, they'll miss something in these. I've done that. My original paint job was a solid silver and plenty of stickers. Yeah, that's some, should have a few of them. Okay, let's get that out of the way. These all sorted out by length. A lot of stickers, yes. Nowadays, I don't put many stickers on them. I don't like covering up the nice paint jobs. Put a Team Associated sticker on the side, maybe a few as far as like what electronics I have in it. Looks like these are, got a short one and 3 longer ones. Yeah, actually there's 2 lengths maybe there. No, those are the same. At least they went with the bigger ball studs. I kind of wondered about that. The buggies, they've been going with littler ball studs on the 2-wheel buggies on the steering, and I do not like that. The buggy, you can get by with it, but you do the same thing with a truck. Ice cube tray. Actually, speaking of that, somewhere here. No, I never used an ice cube tray. But I should have a parts tray here on my table somewhere. I don't know where I put it. Oh well. Maybe I have it out for next stream. Or I could steal one. I got one in my parts box here. I have one of them on, had one of them. Oh, there it is. I knew I should have one. It's black. This one's kind of nice. It's got that magnet right there for like building old ball diffs. Okay, let's keep sorting these. Got some little ones. It's probably or the side rail screws, I'm guessing. That is a button head. Some of the, I know these are Servo. Should have 4 of them. Servo mount screws. Main thing, I just want to make sure I get the right screws in the right spot. Okay, that's, I know I've seen what that's for. That's, they give you a choice of 2 links for the steering servo, which Don't quite understand that, but okay, there's the fourth servo screw. And we got 5 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them. I'll show you. I actually got my manual up on the other monitor. I'm going to go through it. Okay, there's 6 of the little shorties. Okay, yeah, that must be the 6. Oh, no, that's servo screw. These must be the same length as those. Okay. So I got 8 of the little 3x8s. 6. We got 4. Yeah. Okay. Looking for these little, oh, okay, there those are. More servo screws, 3x10s. Yeah, okay. See them now. It's another one of them that looks like the servo screws. Are those all the same? I think those are longer. How many of them does it take? Yeah, shows 2 in there. How many does the servo take? Oh, servo only uses 3 screws. Wow. I hope I like that. Okay, I think I got all my screws where they go. Okay, let's get started. Back to my live screen here, regular screen. Maybe. One thing I do like to do, make sure all the burrs are gone. These should twist apart, but yeah, I guess that did all right. That one's got a little one. I know I'm pretty meticulous about how I build these things. Slow and steady. Try to do it right the first time. I'm going to build it to kit specs. One thing that I always found, usually associated setups that they provide are usually fairly neutral. So, you know, depending on trap type or whatever, setups are usually pretty good out of the box. Power wrench out, 3x8s. It's all these. And the one thing I always do, I'll usually start the screws with the power wrench, but I always hand tighten them. It's just the way I just soon make sure that it's okay. This is being a pain. And I went with the first screw on the floor. Come on. I'll probably have to dig for that screw. I know where it fell. It fell right below me. Ah, I felt it under my foot. Cool. That'd probably make it a little easier to get this stuff up out of the way. Fighting with it. See if I can get lucky. Nope. Should have figured. Ah, come on. Oh, are you kidding me? Get in there. Like I said, always hand tighten them. Easy to strip them out, plastic parts, if you use a power wrench. Okay, yep. Side plates are on. Next thing is to put in the center bulkheads and the motor mount, which is this. And these are aluminum. So I will have to put thread locker on the screws. And the kit setup, you can actually have the motor forward or back on these. The kit setup is with the motor forward, so I use the front holes of those 4. Like that, and like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I get that the right way. I won't show a very good picture of it. Zoom in here though. Maybe it will. I'll be able to see it. Should be with the bearing and held in, which should be like that. And we need these 4 little guys. Yeah, now those I'll just won't even use the power wrench on them. They're so short. A little thread locker on the threads. Surprised they don't have a couple little holes to line this. Little nipples in the chassis for it. But I guess it works. Quite lined up. Well, there goes my weather radio. It'll be annoying for a little bit.
This is a test of the National Weather Service NOAA weather radio all hazards warning alarm system in cooperation with the emergency alert system. Tests of this alarm system are conducted every Wednesday at 11 p.m. and 7 p.m. If there is a severe weather threat, the tests are postponed until the next available good weather day. The alarm tone will activate for severe weather and other life-threatening emergency messages for the following 14 transmitters and associated broadcast areas. WXL 57 in Des Moines, WXL 94 in Brentwood County, WXK 84 in Fort Dodge, KXI 98 in Marshalltown, KXI 62 in Montezuma, WXM 81 in Lansing Lake,
Hey, in Marsh.
730 in Avon,
Yeah, yeah.
QCV 68 in Benwood, KXI 65 in Lebanon.
Yeah, weather radio goes off on Wednesday morning and evening, so I'll let it do its thing.
For a detailed listing of what counties are served by each transmitter, please visit the NOAA Weather Radio section of our website at www.weather.gov/Des Moines. Once again, please visit the NOAA Weather Radio section at our website, www.weather.gov/Des Moines. This concludes our test. We now return to regular programming.
Yeah, good. Okay, where's screw number 4? Just got started, guys, on bag 1. I don't know how long I'll go. I'll go for a while. I thought I'd get started this afternoon on it and maybe do again this evening, but I realized looking at the instructions that I need to have a servo ready to go, and I didn't, well, I had to change the servo out here about a month ago at the big trophy race and took out a gear in it. So I rebuilt the servo this afternoon. That's why I didn't get out on this afternoon and get started. And it's the center differential. One thing I don't like, I know they narrowed up, made the arms longer. They made this pretty narrow up here. I've seen a few guys saying they're bending chassis. I hope that isn't the case. These four-wheel drives get punished pretty hard, and when you wreck them, you usually wreck them pretty good. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at here for, got my parts sheet or my build sheet right here online. So we got the top little spot done. This I'm guessing is both one of these. I'm using the motor forward. That's what the extra set of holes, you can actually move the motor forward or back a little bit. But the kit, stuff they give you for the kit is for the motor forward. And I would think the motor back is maybe more of a dirt thing. Chassis brace. Let's go just like that. I got two little insert pieces. Actually, they got three. Is there any difference between them? Well, they all look the same. I would much rather these were aluminum. I have a feeling these will get sloppy over time. Yeah, and they snap in. Yeah, I'd much rather have aluminum pieces for this. Because I know there isn't supposed to be a lot of give in them, but for some reason it's not wanting to snap in there. Probably a little burr. Oh, booger. Now my first extra tool. Trustworthy pair of pliers. And it pops right in. Okay. We got the one big long screw. Guess I needed to put that back. Yeah, I put those inserts in there. That one big long screw, and it looks like it goes in from this side. that isn't threaded clear through. Let's see if I can get the, yeah, I can get the power wrench on it. Let's say you don't have to thread lock it, which yep, it's going. Ooh, got tight. Don't like that. Is there 2 lengths of screws? Maybe. Look like the same length of screw there. Yeah, they are. That's the only ones that are the long ones out. Oh yeah, the threads do go clear through. I'm wondering if I got a bum thread there. Might have to get out a tap and chase the threads through here. We'll crank the power wrench up a little bit. Force it in there. Got a feeling those threads ain't perfect. That's the reason that it, since it's got that gap, I got a feeling that those threads aren't quite kosher. Hope I never have to replace that, because that thread is, or that screw is going to be stripped. Well, it's in there. I don't like how it went in. Probably got others. And it probably don't need to be that long. Hi, Ernest. Yep, the games are available, but not going to do any prizes. I'm staying busy with this tonight. You know, I'm going to pull this back out and see if I don't have a little bit shorter screw. Than that one. I don't want it to be much shorter, but oh yeah, that goes way into that. No reason having that much screw there. That's probably all they had. But I'll get into my extras. plenty of extras. Maybe even one of them. Is that the same length? Yep, that's probably associated for you. They probably had one length for longer ones. There's the one that's a couple millimeters shorter. And that one should work just fine in there. Sometimes you got to make it better than they do. I bet you this one will tighten up. Just like that. Put that in for spare parts. Extra screw. I know we got another one for the rear brace. I may have to change it out too. Okay, on to the next section. Yeah, put in the rear brace now. We got these 3x10s, second long one, and 2. Okay, Ernest, we'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by. I'll probably be working on this during the week, this week and next week. Probably tomorrow, maybe Friday instead. It just depends. I do got to go get some spraying, get some weeds sprayed around here and finish mowing the grass. So that may be what tomorrow ends up doing. And maybe work on it Friday again for a while. I will be racing Saturday, but I'll be home for a live stream Saturday night. Okay, I got 2 of them. I'm gonna have Bolstead washers. I'm not quite figuring out what those are supposed to do. Okay. Should have to use the longer one of these two. It's got a little arrow. Yeah, little arrow right there. If it that tells you pointing that way, it tells you motor forward. This one, it's like it, but it'll be shorter. That's if you move the motor back in those other 2 holes, or the center diff area. Do give you an extra one. I wonder what that's going to be end up being used for. Maybe the front. I don't know. Okay, and snap them in. Should like know what those. Oh, that has something to do with the battery mount. So that's where they're aimed at. Spacer to keep the battery tight, maybe. I'm guessing. But yeah, you got to put in a couple screws in the side of this. Those, guessing it's those two holes there. Yeah, and probably that's the fan mount screws. Use the low profile, that's those. And then two of the 2mm shims on them. Yeah, I'm pretty meticulous, Chris. I try to do it right the first time. Yeah, that's got to be a standoff. Yeah, it is. I'll bet you that's a standoff for the battery side. That's the reason they got, these are flat-headed screws. Oh yeah, a lot of small pieces. Little screws, little this and that. And that's why you want to have an instruction book by you when you're building it. Like, I would have no clue what these are, but I just know this is the area right here where the battery sits. And those are, I guarantee you, that's something to keep the battery in place there. Something different. I've never seen that before. They're using different chassis braces than I've seen before too. Okay, got another one of them long screws that go in here. And then once I get them in, there's two screws that come in from the bottom. So those two. Let's see if this one goes in as hard as the other one did. Nope, it went right in. That just tells me that other one, the screw or the threads were not cut right in that other one. That stuff happens. I do have a tap that for that size that I could use. Could have used and ran up through there, but just put a couple millimeters shorter screw in there and it will be just fine. Okay. On to the next section. And this is a little different too than what they've used before. Servo mount is definitely different. How in the world does it stay put? Oh, that's interesting. That servo mount slips into that front chassis brace. Huh. That is interesting. Need a little more light on that, don't I? Pretty dark. Yeah, anyway, that slips into there. And then two screws come up through the middle on the bottom. Before, they had screws right here beside the center brace. And another thing they did too different than like the last ones I built, it went back to a standard size servo horn. Okay, what do we... Don't need washers on the servo mount screws. Just in here right. Okay, they go like on this side. See, this is completely different than anything I've done before. And need my thread locker. Get these those three screws out here. I don't know if I like this better or not. Either way, it's a pain in the butt. Okay, do we got some shims? Nope, no shims or nothing. This mounts right to it. Hi, SFH. Oh, I am. I always... It's, it is... Oop. It is right there on my other TV screen, so... we're looking it over good. Already found one little flaw to it, which we got by. The screw that went through this goes in, didn't want to screw all the way in, and it's way longer than it needs to be, so I ended up putting out of my screws, found a screw that was 2 millimeters shorter, and it screwed right in. So evidently the threads are boogered up a little bit. The other one on the other side went right in, so not quite sure. Like I say, I don't think they got their screws tapped in this side the way they should have been. Now that screw is not tightening down. We got a messed up thread in that too. We got things to fix that. None of them were shorter either. Were they? Oh, no. All three were the same length. What the hell? Let's see, we got a boogered up thread again. I'm building it to the kit specs. I've always felt the Associated, their kit setups are pretty neutral, and I'll go from there. That's kind of the way I have always done it. I don't quite understand that. I think that screw is way too long. Yeah, it is. That looks a lot longer than a 6 millimeter screw too. Same length as that one. Already they're messing up. All three are supposed to be the same length. I guess I don't need to try and put it back in, because it ain't gonna go in there. There's no way. So either I gotta put a spacer or cut the screw off. I know my mounts are thinner than most. It's a Protect Servo. My mounts are thinner than most of them, or what? But that hole don't go through, so there ain't no way that it do millimeters. Yeah, it does. We'll just fix it. We'll make it fit. It's about that much too short. Should go in there a little bit more. If I want to go in that much, tape got that much up? Yeah, probably. Let's try it. Cut off that much. We'll make it work, but I don't think I should be having to make it work. It is what it is. It will work now. Yeah, like I say, I always felt that the associated steps are real neutral. I run foam and rubber tires on different tracks. So a foam tire track or setup, a foam tire setup usually is just a little bit, or actually can be a fair amount softer than rubber. Probably have to stiffen it up a little bit for rubber. But usually their kit setups ain't bad. Okay. Those need to be thread locked probably. Yep. Oh, don't do that. There it went. Just had to get the servo in there all the way. I should have put the servo horn on first. You can do that. Thing is, that's the one thing, you end up having to take that back out anyway, so more than likely about half the time. We'll try and get it close. Maybe I'll get lucky. At least they did go back to a standard size servo horn. On these. But it never fails. You never get it right the first time. Never fails. That's probably pretty close. And probably one tooth off one way or the other. But until I get electronics in it, you can't never know for sure. Okay, 8mm. What other ones do I got? 8, 8. Got 3 of the 8s. So the 10 must be on the other side. Huh. Okay. Well, it's one of the longer ones. It says to use a 2mm shim underneath it. It won't tell you to Loctite it, but I do. Anything in, oh, I guess they don't tell you because they got a plastic one that I am not using. Well, that seemed like that's outside the chassis. It's pretty close. It's going to be outside the body, depending on how far it turns. Okay. to the next page. And there's those 2 screws. I need some of these. Stuff that's in that bag. Okay. Need those. This is for the center link. Always thought these were much better center link than the put together ones. I suppose you could use the other one if you wanted to change the length just a little bit, but we're going to use the kit one. I actually still run these type of ones on my stadium trucks from the 5 series. Much better design. Than those little dinky ass ball ends that they decided to come out with on the 6. That feels good. Okay, there's my posts and my screws. It's the next thing to put in. Really want a little Loctite on them? No? Why would they not put Loctite on them? They're going to get a little. Anything metal to metal, Loctite's always a good thing. Steering rack posts. like how that felt when it started. Say it went cockeyed. I think I'm gonna do that one by hand. I like how that's feeling. Yeah, it's tried to cross thread. We got it straightened out. Loctite again. Feeling there was a little burr there, a little tiny one. Tried to cross thread it on me. Okay, that's done. Next, looks like the rack. I have to figure that out, if that is top or bottom. Boy, that rack looks a little cheesy. Yeah, it looks like that is the top side. Picture don't show it very well. Okay, I can sort of see it now. Looks like you need more or less flat side up. Need some bearings. It should be the 4 little ones in there. Here's one. That one, probably. That's a bigger one. There's one. That looks like a bigger one. There's one. That number 4. No, that's that one. Tell me they screwed me over a bearing. Well, I'm guessing that the bearing's wedged in, is in here somewhere. Not, I probably got some. In fact, I'm sure I probably got some. Flange bearing, huh? Okay, there it is. Here's the little guy. We'll set these 4 out just in case it's the bigger ones, but I think it's probably the smaller ones. I wonder where they use those flange bearings at. Okay, well, we'll find out which ones they are. Yep, it's the little babies. I probably should have go ahead and put the ball studs in first. Because if I don't, the bearings will be falling out all the time. So let's get them put in. Yeah, and that side has to be up because those are trimmed off. You could never get a bolt stud to set flat in that. So we need a couple 2mm shims. And some Loctite. They don't show Loctite on them either. The heck are they doing? Actually, I need to put that up there first. say anything metal to metal. Throw a little spot of Loctite on it. Oh, okay, a little bigger bearings. I should have left them out. So we'll need that for the steering links or bell cranks. Yeah. Little hat bushing here. Yep, the one already fell out. Another one already fell out. We keep them in place. Get my bell cranks out here. The bearings don't need to go in these till okay. That's the right side one. Place for the Hey Kane, how are you tonight? Okay, I need those two screws. That short little ball stud which goes, get these right. Yep, that's right. Let's go in that one. Thank you, bud. I don't blame you for not hanging around. I'm as slow as watching paint dry, but I like doing it right the first time. Already had to modify stuff. I had one screw right there that I don't know if they screwed up and didn't drill it clear out or what, but it was too long, so I had to shorten it. Just normal stuff. Okay, I think I'm ready to put those together. Screws go up and, oh yeah, go through. Like everything else. Thing I can say about it. You can put these together with on its side so the bearings don't keep falling out on you. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how long I'll be in here. Maybe another hour. We'll just see where we get to. And if I need to get anything that I don't have here in front of me. I don't think there should be. So I didn't get on here. I was going to get on this afternoon, and I seen one of the first steps I had to have a servo to put in. And I probably had a new servo, but I had one just a month ago that the gears went out of. Put a brand new one in, so I went ahead and replaced the gears this afternoon. Figured that servo was still good. It just needed gears put in it. Hope your appointments go good. Let's get that other screw in there so these bearings don't keep falling out. Then we'll worry about getting them tight. Hey, there's the rack. I need to get the bearings for it, which I had out just a little bit ago. Something like that. Usually they have a little maybe there is a little bit of a gap there between the bearings, and that one feels pretty good. We'll see if we can tighten it a little bit more. That one's a little snug, which, like I said, I usually have a little gap or build up there on the plastic parts so they don't ride on anything. Okay, I can see there's a little tiny gap there. So evidently it's built in. I knew I should have looked down a page on my instructions. So you just had these out. For other little bearings. I like how loose that was. Usually these are in the plastic are fairly tight. Make sure there's not supposed to be a shim in there, and there isn't. That's what I don't like. Usually bearings in the plastic are tight. That one was not tight. Oop. That'll be a pain in the butt. Yeah, everything's looking good there so far. I'm not gonna put a little servo piece on it yet, or all the way on, because I know that servo will probably have to come out. It never fails. I think they show it doing that in the next picture. Yep. Okay, let's take a look at this too, see if there's a no on. Yep, they do have a clearance side and a there's a little offset. It's actually further to the top this way, and the same way with this one, a little further to the top that way. And you always want to put, you can kind of see there's a notch out there on that side, and you always want to put that to the, toward the ball stud. This might be a pain in the butt though to put on. That needle nose. Nope, it popped on there. Okay, well, that's envelope one. I got 3 little shims left. I know one was for the other link that they give you, the old style one. make sure. Hey, Michael. They might have included the two of them for the aluminum rack, which I don't have. Didn't. Oh, they got a carbon. They didn't make aluminum. They made carbon ones. Just make sure I didn't miss putting those shims in something. See it so far. Maybe they use them somewhere else. Looks like all the others where they're being three, well actually two, it almost has to be for if you have an aluminum rack in there, spacer between the bearings. So I'm chatting to myself, Michael, sitting there looking at the instructions. I had two extra 1mm shims that trying to see where they might have put them, and I didn't see anywhere. The one would have gone. Oh, it's a 2mm. I mean, they just give you two 1mm. Okay, I'm guessing that's probably where that went. Okay, we'll be on to bag 2. Clean up some of the stuff here that I'm not going to need. Looks like trash. That's extras. Nice big bag here. That bag 1 come in. I can throw his stuff in there. Keep all the extra stuff. Bag 2. Actually, it's right on top. is. Looks like a lot of stuff, but really not that much. All the extra inserts for different geometries. That's what all those are. Only use 4 of them, or maybe we'll end up using 8 of them, but got front and rear arms. I'm guessing there'll be another bag with that many in there too. Not many screws, just the 4 that hold the A and B blocks in. Got some hinge pins. Why do we have 4 hinge pins? We've only got 2 A and B blocks. That don't quite make sense. That's a C block. Why did we... Oh, we're not putting on... We're putting on A and C blocks. Oh, okay. Where's the A? Oh, okay. And we're just putting the A and C blocks in. Or B and C blocks. That's the C block. That'll go back there. B block go right there. And we need some 1. That's a 0.5. There's a 1 center. There's a 1 center. I could show you what these actually are doing is moving. I don't know if it's, I think it's 1 millimeter. You can move the pins in or out, and then they got multiple different. You can have a center, a half, a 1, and then you can actually go a half and a 1 toward the corners. So these kit setup show it to you. Kit setup is 1 dot out. You can maybe see those holes are off center. We're wanting out. And see, you can flip these any way. You'd flip it 90 degrees, then it'd be 1 millimeter up. For some reason it's not wanting to slide in there though. That's because it's cockeyed. There it goes. And we want flip back. But yeah, you see that you can turn them that way, then they'd be 1 millimeter up. Turn it to the side, 1 millimeter to the side. That's the kit setup, is one out. So we're actually making the width of it 1 millimeter, or actually 2 millimeters wider by doing that. Okay, need some thread lock and those screws. 2 of the screws. Little thread lock. Keep them from going anywhere. Starting. Must be. These are short enough, I don't need the power wrench. That way I won't cross thread them either. Never did turn on this light. That probably lighten it up a little bit. Show you putting the arms on. I don't know why. Before you put on the back block. I think we'll just go ahead and put the back block on. This one, show you the kit setup, has 1 dot in the corner. They actually do make halves in between sizes, so you can go 1 up and 1/2 out, 1 out, 1/2 up, but those are all, it's not what comes with the kit. So we need to find some 1 dot corners. Weird though that Flip it back. It showed the one dot. I'm guessing it's one dot out. They don't show the five hole, 5 length. It's kind of weird. I know, well, before they made the oddball ones, they were just doing the 3 square box, but okay, now these need one in the outer corners, up and out. Look at the dot. Where the dot is where the offset is, and just like that. Out and up. 1 dots are in those far corners. Okay. I'm going to go back here to the back. My manual, make sure that those aren't .5s. And they show it the same way. Huh. Okay, they're 1 degree. That's the way I thought. It's kind of weird that they didn't use the 5 hole diagram on the fronts. Okay. Versus the 3 hole square to show where to put the little shims or inserts in those. But it does tell in the back they're 1s in the setup sheet. Yep. Thing about it, they must use same hinge pins, inner and on both front and rear. So they're all the same length. So now I need to break those arms out. easy, are they? That's kind of interesting too. See, you got different width shims. Those are so you can move your arms forward or back. But they only put the thin shims on, I guess that's the front arms. And they put the thick shims, which then you could move your arms clear forward or clear back. They only got the thick shims on the rear arms. And I'm hoping the kit setup, one of them is clear. I was pretty sure the rear ones, front ones, okay, they moved the rear arms clear back. Look at this. It's real good here. Oh, the pins are different lengths. We'll have to take a look at them. They are 1.5 millimeters different length. And that is not a lot. Why didn't they make them the same frickin' length? Okay, I need something to push against them so I can tell the two long ones. Okay, these are the two long ones. And they go in the front. And that's where these shims go. That is weird. Their diagram is not the best right there. They show all four of these going on the front. 4 1mm going on the front pins. And the 4 2mm going on the rear pins. I might have to get the grinder out too and smooth up them arms. Yep. Get rid of the birds. Okay. That's the two longer ones. That's the left. That's right. So I say, I don't know why they don't have the A and D blocks out here too. Keep these from falling off. As I guarantee you, one of them pins is going to come out before we get to them. Those break pretty good, but the outer ones don't. No sharp edges on them. The outer ones there aren't. Oh yeah, we got to put the two little set screws in them for the shocks. This is these are 1.5, so I'm going to have to either get, these aren't carbon arms, thank goodness. Looks like we're going in the center hole on the arms. I could get out the power wrench or the tip and do it with the power wrench. But that's the way I feel when they bottom out. Should be about any time. Okay, that's in there. One thing about using the power wrench, it runs them in there pretty quick, so it kind of heats the plastic up and kind of makes them set in there, kind of melts the metal threads that are down in the metal threads, but makes it stay better. But I'll do them by hand. And bust these out of here. I don't think I've ever had anything that used 2 mil. It's pretty good. Pretty good bunch of adjustment you can do with those rear arms. From 4 millimeters of adjustment, you can lengthen or shorten the wheelbase. That's kind of interesting. Use a carpet, you want the car pretty long. Long and wide. I guarantee you these arms are going to come off of here before. It better be in the next bag. The A and D blocks hold these arms in place. Okay, that should be all of that bag. At least they give you the part numbers for the carbon fiber arms and stuff on the page. Oh, you're kidding me. I suppose you got to build the diffs. Okay, we might be done for tonight. Got to build the disc before you can put the gearboxes in place before you can put on the A and D blocks. I can foresee these falling out of here. So we are just going to remove them for now. That way the parts are in the chassis. Because I think I'm done for tonight. Because I got to build this. And I don't want all this stuff up on the table when I'm building this. So what do I do with these? Oh, I can throw them right there. At least I want that stuff off to the side. Anyway, next part, building diffs. That's always fun. It's interesting though. Kind of look at it here. See how far they tell to fill these up. You kidding me? They're getting lazy. Don't even tell you how far. Oh, okay. They sort of show a picture. You want to fill them up to where the gear is just about, diff gears are just about covered. I kind of liked it with the 74. They actually give you a weight and you could scale them. And when you knew how much or how full the diffs were. Anyway, I guess that's getting cheesy. Okay, I think I'm out of here, guys. We will probably start this up either tomorrow sometime if I get my other things I need to get done, or Friday for a little bit. So we'll catch you later. We got through bags 1 and 2. We'll head into bag 3 next time we go live. Catch you later.